It was unusual for my sister to do anything. Her special endowment was born with her. If alive, my sister Little Qing must be an extremely outstanding artist. Art is her instinct. Art is her accomplishment in a minute. She could give the most common thing a meaning, a kind of unforgettable masterpiece. However, if my sister were alive, I would rather believe that my sister Little Qing is an ordinary woman, an ordinary wife, and an ordinary mother. I would like to see that my sister Little Qing is no higher than life and no shorter than life. Sister Little Qing is equivalent to life, ordinary and happy, calm and content. Life just refuses to be like this. In the winter of this year, a large number of outsiders came to the village. They were kept in the school, sitting in a circle on the school playground all day, listening to people, reading and giving lectures. At night, the lights in the classroom were always on until late. We could often hear severe reprimands and desperate whimpers from the school in the deep night. Having spare time, we stayed on the fence looking for the person who was crying at night. However, these people, regardless of age or gender, had the same expression, tone, accent, and even the posture of sitting and standing. The most incredible thing was that they walked like a group of nocturnal beasts, careful, suspicious, and fascinating. You couldn't tell from them what they had done at night. That happened at dusk, and Sister Little Qing was putting a paper boat on the stone pier in front of the school. At this time, a woman walked out of the wall, about in her 50s, with long and grey hair and wearing a pair of thick glasses. Looked a little scary. The woman squatted beside my sister and began to wash her clothes. Out of fear, my sister quietly left the pier and looked from a distance. The woman looked back from time to time in the process of washing clothes. After she was sure that there was no one, the woman quickly left the pier and walked straight along the river bank. But her clothes and wash basin drifted away in the opposite direction along the water. My sister was keen, and she had a transcendent predictive power in her body. My sister followed the woman and followed to the end of the village. As soon as she reached the village head, the woman stood in the winter water and walked down. Only her upper body was left on the water. Only her head was left, only her grey hair. My sister ran back, screaming loudly as she can, "Help! Help!" My sister successfully saved her life. People looked at my sister with curiosity and surprise. My sister was so shy. She knew that she had done a great thing, but her fate seemed to have made a mistake. The woman was dragged ashore from the water, and even her thick glasses were picked up by a fishing net. But what happened the next morning proved that my sister did not like making a mistake. She really made a mistake. The next day, the woman stood on the bench in the playground for a whole day, and everyone surrounded her in a large circle. As the evening approached, the woman's body swayed constantly on the bench. However, this woman had excellent balance ability. No matter how big the shaking, she could overcome the danger. According to our observations on the wall, it was mainly because the bench fell. If the bench did not fall, the woman could stay on the bench for a week. The bench fell, and the woman could only fall off the bench. But the problem was not big. She just lost a few front teeth and shed some blood. In the morning of the third day, she stood on the bench vigorously again until the woman laughed inexplicably. She laughed so strangely, her whole body twitched. Her grey hair swayed and swayed. There was only a sound, no content, I've never heard of this kind of ecstasy out of nothing. My sister Little Qing saved this woman's life. It should be said that this was one thing she did successfully in her short life. In fact, this incident was a disaster. Half of my sister Little Qing's life was lost to this incident.